Hello, all. Welcome on into your tarot spread for the week ahead. This will be for the week of July 20th, 2026. Incidentally, July 20th is my brother's birthday, so happy birthday to my brother. Hope you have a fantastic day. Let's see what your week holds for you and the rest of our community collective. I hope everybody's doing well. I have had a fantastic weekend. And I hope the same for all of you. This week we're going to be using the Mindscapes Tarot by John A. Rice, which I have to say is one of my favorite decks that I have. Current favorites. I mean, they go in and out, they swap a little bit, but if I had to pick a current favorite, this would be a top five. And the cards themselves are based on original pastel artworks that he did. So I love that. And I love the mood of the deck. It's a slightly different deck than the imagery and symbolism of a traditional Smith Rider-Waite, but I love the feel of it. Very rooted in nature in some ways, this deck. And there's not a lot of humans in the deck, which sometimes is kind of nice. I feel like sometimes you get a little bit more clarity when you don't have a lot of other people in your space, so to speak, quote unquote. So let's see what we've got. And if nothing pops up, oh, there we go. Speaking of nothing popping up, we will start to pull some cards if we don't get any more popping up here. Oh, I like that you can see the reflection of me shuffling in the table, so you know this is live. Or the shadow of me shuffling, not the reflection. Words are important, everybody. Yeah, let's see. All right, so we'll cut and we'll start dealing. Ooh, and I'm gonna say one of the extra cards in this deck popped up, and I'm not sure I've ever pulled it before, so we'll be looking at the guidebook for this. There are two extra cards in this deck, one of which is the Catacomb, which extend the major arcana. So I'm going to get that guidebook out now, everybody, because I will need to use it. All right. So our card of the week, which is our overarching energy, our main source of energy, our main maybe lesson or phase we're moving through this week, is Ace of Stones, which is also Ace of Pentacles or Ace of Coins in a traditional tarot. And this tells us we are ready to build something up. We are ready to build something up with the resources we have. We are ready to step into maybe a more prosperous period or a more successful period. Possible wealthy period, but success and prosperity don't always mean wealth. This is a good time to take stock of the resources that are around us, but also to look at things that might come to us, opportunities, offers, things that might come to us that we weren't expecting, and to keep our eyes open for that, because they might come seemingly out of nowhere. So it's a auspicious beginning to the week with our Ace of Stones. For Monday, we have the Knight of Spires. This is akin to the Knight of Swords in a traditional tarot. And it's great that we are continuing. This was actually our card for Sunday of the week that just ended. So we've still got this energy. We've still got this energy of forward motion. We've still got this energy of a little bit of throwing caution to the wind energy and just charging forward. A little bit of maybe I didn't really think this through, but now I've committed to it kind of energy. As we can see here, the airplane is going like straight to the mountains, which may or may not be the safest choice. You know, we're getting a little close here. So for Knight of Spires or Knight of Swords, great to have that motion. Great to be unafraid to take those steps. It's great to feel secure enough in what you know and what you want to do to go ahead and go forth with that. But let's make sure our plan is solid. You know, it's okay to take a breath before we move forward. It's okay. It's okay sometimes to take the action and then see what happens because of it. But on Tuesday, we have the Knight of Stones. And Knight of Stones kind of tempers our Knight of Spires. This is slower. This is a card of slow and steady wins the race, of making our plans, of knowing that, you know, we're taking all of the steps to prepare and get things ready, and that we can step outside this door. We can take this journey. We can explore what's out there, even if we take some slow steps just to this next house, or we take some slow steps over to the horse. And the first step is putting the bridle on the horse to get where we need to go to control our destiny. But it's a little bit of a slower energy. It's a little bit of a more methodical and planned out energy. So Monday and Tuesday, if the action that you took Sunday and Monday seemed seemed like, let's do this, and then you're like, no, maybe I should have thought this through. Don't worry, Knight of Stones has your back with that. Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Stones has your back with that. And for Wednesday, we have the extra major arcana card here in the deck, which, like I said, I am not. This is one that Mr. Rice came up with, and added to the deck, and I love the picture of it. I love this almost like chandelier sort of vibe with the catacombs, and this is the key. I'm just going to read the keywords from the guidebook because, as I said, I don't think I've ever pulled this card for myself. The keywords are history, family, ancestors, collective unconscious, past and present integration, healing, reconciliation, equality, mediumship, legacy, tradition, birthright. And okay, I like this. Sorry, reading it. I'm not going to read the entire couple pages of the guidebook here. But really, in our planning, in our action, in our moving forward, in starting this new step of our journey, let's remember where we come from. Let's remember the past that keeps us grounded. Let's remember those familial connections, those ancestors. Maybe a family member has been on a similar journey or has had similar opportunities and offers, and the catacombs is really inviting us to spend some time with that. Spend some time with those places, spend some time with those memories and those connections. Maybe even spend some time with relatives if they're still with us, you know, to hear their stories, to listen, to learn, so that we can make these plans in a way that feels like we're honoring where we come from, but also making new steps for the future. I love this paired with the moon for Thursday, because the moon is also about going deep within ourselves. It's about letting those parts of our soul out that we maybe normally keep hitting. It's mining the depths of our soul for those hits of intuition, those inklings, those little bits of starlight that shine through, and really help to connect us with where we are. The moon is a light or a path that's maybe not so obvious. It's definitely not obvious to people outside of us. So with our moon here as our card, we take the time to go deeper in ourselves, to listen to that soul call, to follow those little bits of starlight, those moonlit paths. And, you know, in honoring our ancestors here and having that deeper that deeper interconnection. We also have that deeper interconnection with ourselves, which is only going to strengthen this. It's only going to strengthen this journey, this forward movement, and this new beginning. For Friday, we have the High Priestess. And again, some big major arcana cards here regarding going deeper, listening to our intuition, really taking the time to get still, to pull back the curtain. What's behind there? You know, what haven't we examined in a while? What haven't we taken the time to really get to know? What haven't we taken the time to really question about ourselves, question about our beliefs, question about our intuition? How can we bring it all together? How can we integrate it? I think integration was one of our cards here for the catacomb. How can we integrate all of this? How can we integrate our legacy? How can we integrate that family history, those stories, those ancestors with what we know deeply about ourselves? And how can we bring it to a place where we are balanced and grounded and strong in it, to a place of healing, to a place of release, to a place of standing very fully in our power with our High Priestess. For Saturday, we have the Four of Swords. And, you know, Four of Swords, great place to be on Saturday. We've had some action in the beginning of the week. We've had some really deep depths of our soul stuff going on midweek. Saturday, let's take some time to rest. Let's take some time to integrate. Let's take some time to be quiet. If you're a person that journals, maybe take some time to journal things that have come up in the past week or two. If you are a person who likes to meditate, maybe meditation. But this is like, I see this sort of, the vibe here is sort of a mini hermit day. Take some time yourself if you can to really rest, to really get quiet, to really let that release happen, or to let that healing happen, to let that bringing together of all of this happen. Saturday is a great day to do that. And we finish our week on Sunday with the Empress. And with our Ace of Stones at the beginning, I love this as our end, because the Empress to me is usually about growth. It's about, seeds that have been planted. It's about nurturing. It's about bringing things to life. But there's also an element of receiving to it. There's also an element of laying your plans, getting started, and then being open to receive what comes. This Ace of Stones offer. Being ready to open up to the good that's coming to you. And that really is the Empress. I feel like if we do the work, the self-examination, the going deep, the processing and healing that's being asked of us this week, we're going to get some good rewards on Sunday with some goodness coming to us. Maybe it's just that you've had a writer's block or something, and the creativity starts flowing again on Sunday because you've dealt with these things that have come up. Or maybe you've accepted a new offer of some sort, and it allows you to feel more open to creating, more open to growing, more open to nurturing those feelings inside. But yeah, that's our Empress, just taking the time to be open, taking the time to receive. And yeah, y'all, it could be a deep week, could be a week with a lot going on. But I know we can get through it. I believe in us. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you don't like it, feel free to move on. That's okay too. If you are interested in a private reading or a personal reading, it's delivered in a video just like this, so you can watch it as many times as you would like, take notes, pause it, and you can book that via the link in my profile. And with that all said, y'all, have a great week. I look forward to recording next week's video for you, as I do every week. Have a great week. I will see you next week. Bye.